somebody's watching and saying, Mike, you've inspired me, man. I'm going to go either buy or I'm going to go be a designer. It's like, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to set it up. What would you tell the creative, kind of like you, if you could give any feedback to the creative who's like you? If I would have done 3 of those per year, 66,000, I'm fine with the lifestyle that I have. That would have been great, not 69 million. What feedback you got for the creatives, and what feedback do you have for those that are saying, I'm not fully comfortable with blockchain. I am sitting on $1 million. I wouldn't mind investing in a little bit of the blockchain NFTs that's coming out. What do you suggest me doing? Give me feedback to both the creative and the investor.
And to the creative, I would say start in every day. And there have been literally, sort of tens of thousands of people who have started every day because of like seeing me do this. And some of those people have hundreds of thousands of followers in their own right. So this is very much like a movement in, I've been bugging people to start every days for many, many years, and a ton of them have. And it's something that is, sort of a known sort of movement in digital art, doing every days. So yeah, I would recommend doing that. And again, I would not sort of focus on the money piece of it, the money aspect of it. Focus on getting better, and the money will come, or it might not come, but like you can't control that piece of it. That piece of it is very hard. What you can control is how much you sit your ass down and you like practice and work your ass off. That you can very much control. And it's about just putting in the work every single day. There's no shortcut to it. Like there's no fancy, here's, some advice that you never heard that somehow is some shortcut. No, it's just the work. That's all it is. It's just a buttload of work. Like there's no other, way around it. To the investor, I would say, if you want to get into NFTs, I would look at those CryptoPunks. I would also look at, there's this guy named Beeple who makes awesome artwork. No, I would say, I think it's one of those things where you really need to sort of do your due diligence, look at this stuff, try and understand the space more, and sort of have it on your radar. I think it's going to get more and more, an alternate asset class that I think people are, it's going to get more and more viable. I think we've sort of, kind of gotten used to the idea that, equities have been the predominant asset class for the last 100 years. You grow up, you get a little extra money, and you choose a corporation and you give that money to the corporation. Well, kids hate corporations. They super hate corporations. And so this idea that they're just going to automatically grow up, get a couple extra bucks and, give it to Amazon, give it to Google, give it to blah, blah, blah. I don't know that I see that just automatically continuing forever. And so if there's alternate asset classes like NFTs, like Bitcoin, something like that, I could see those being a real sort of, alternative that people would like to sort of like, well, I'd rather buy a Beeple than I would, put it into Berkshire Hathaway. So I think it's one of these things that, could be really important growing up, because the other part of it is you have much more of a sense of digital ownership of these, and you can sort of, do them and trade them and sort of own them with much less rules and much less oversights. Again, you go back to stocks, you have to trade them at a certain time, a certain way, certain places, there's a lot of rules around it. And those rules, like we saw with GameStop, those rules can change on a dime. And it's like, oh, here's the new rules. Don't like it? Go fuck yourself. This is the new rules. Kids didn't like that. Nobody liked that. And so if you have something like this that has less rules and you have more of a sense of ownership, which again, people are yearning for that online. You go to, you give your data to Facebook and Google, you stop owning it. They own it then. You've given it to them. And so this is another thing where you have much more of a sense of ownership, which is not something we're used to online. We're used to giving people stuff and then they own it and they do whatever the hell they want with it. That's not what this is. And so this is where I think it could be, a massive, massive alternate asset class moving forward.
So if you like this little short clip from an interview I did, click over here to watch the entire interview. And please don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.